Hello. So this is another episode in um, my Best Picture series. It's, reviewing movie It Happened One Night by famous director Frank Capra or Cappa. I really don't know how to pronounce it. So this movie was a big deal, and it kind of swept the Oscars. I don't know if people call it a clean sweep, but it got a lot of Oscars. That's my point, right? And yeah, no, obviously it won Best Picture, or else I wouldn't be here. Look, this movie's plot is much simpler, much easier to describe. I'm not gonna do it; be a huge waste of time. I guess I could tell you the places. As a woman who doesn't really wants to escape her controlling mother and goes to New York with a journalist who really wants a news story. They fall in love. That's the story, right? Story as old as time, or apparently as old as this movie, because this movie has all of the cliches. Not a surprise considering it was a pioneer in its field of rom-coms, but it still had them, and it was kind of annoying to see. There were some, such as the leaving the man at the altar for the other dude, right? But the thing is, there's a point at the end of the movie where they're taking her to her formal wedding, and her dad, main character's dad, is like, I'm holding her. I'm at the side where they're going up the aisle. You know what I mean? They're walking up the aisle. And it just that he's like, I telling you about all this stuff about this other dude you're watching, and I'm like, I understand there was some stuff before this about how so her dad was telling her about how the journalist loves her. You know what I mean? They've been seeing each other in the entire movie, and she's like, okay, I'm gonna break up. I'm gonna say no. I don't want to get married. And then they know their marriage and stuff. And I'm like, you could have had this discussion before the wedding ceremony. Look, maybe it's just because I don't really like Frank Capra. A lot of his movies aren't my thing. Some of them are, most of them aren't, though. And also because I don't really like rom-coms. It's better than most, I can tell you that. But there were a lot of things I don't really like about it, to be honest. I just don't really care for it, to be honest. I just think that the chemistry between them, it seems more like actual abuse than actual chemistry. But hey, they love each other. That's cool. I could poke holes into the love, but it's a movie. What am I gonna do, right? Like, yeah, you're probably not gonna get married after like one, thing, one good time. But I don't know. I haven't ever gotten married, so what do I know? Nothing. I know zero things. Anyway, so it's kind of hard to discuss whether it's hard for me because it's a romantic comedy. I don't like romantic comedies, so I'm gonna give it probably probably a 4 out of 10. I will say that even though I gave Cavalcade a higher score, it's much easier for me to understand the plot of this movie, and that is a big plus. Cavalcade was extremely hard to follow, and this movie is much easier. And I tell you, I needed this. I needed to be able to watch a movie I could understand the first viewing without reading the Wikipedia summary. So that's a big plus. But Cavalcade, I think I'd had more stuff I actually liked in it, even if it was kind of hard for me to understand the plot. There was stuff that was good, but in this movie, I think that it just wasn't really, I really didn't like it. The dad, I really liked the dad. He was pretty cool, but that's it, really. There's not much. The directing is pretty good. I don't want to say it's like, oh, this is the worst thing, but it's just below average, in my opinion. 4 out of 10, that's what I say. So I think that'll be it. Hopefully I'll see you soon. So goodbye, I guess.